Hey guys, it's Wendy here with Wendy's Plans, and today I thought I would go ahead and start my planner set up. This is not going to be doing my goal settings and things like that. I think I'm going to do all of that in a separate video um, because that's going to take a lot of time for me to sit there and do everything. So that video will come. This is just doing the decorative part of my B6 Sterling Ink Core Planner. So the Core Planner is new this year, and I will show you um, a little bit of that planner and we'll get started. I have pulled out most of the books that I had already in here, and we're going to look at everything together and then we'll put it all back in. I do have some charms on here. This one says, "Not all who wander are lost." And that was from Amazon, but this one I ordered from an Etsy shop years ago. And she used to make bows. I don't think she's on Etsy anymore. I don't even think she has a shop anymore. But this one was so cute. So I thought I would put the two of them on there together. So we're going to get started. I'm going to show you, we'll get that out of the way. I pulled out, guys, you know that I love these little clips for marking little tabs and stuff. Well, let me show you. I found some that were, this is the color that I've always used, has been this silver. So I'm going to put them up next to each other. So this one is, I think it's listed as gold, but it looks more, in person, it looks more like a rose gold. And I thought on this book, it just looks so much better. So I'm going to use those in here. I wanted to say that before I forgot. Okay, so in here, I already have my Sterling Ink Core Planner in the B6. Now, this does have the Cosmo Air Light paper, so that's going to be different for me this year. I typically use the TRP, and I've always loved the TRP. But this year, the Core Planner came out, and there was a reason that I wanted this planner, and I was willing to take the chance on this paper, and I will show you shortly. This is the goal breakdown. So you list your goals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have room for 6. And then you put them goals for when you think they're going to happen. Like it could be someday, it could be 1 year, it could be a half year. You want it done quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. So you break down that goal so that you can take tiny steps to get it done. So I kind of like that. I'm not sure that's how I'm going to use mine, but we'll see. And then we have this yearly tracker. Then you go into your quarterly goals. And this is where I think I will do my goals, even though I could set them up in the goal planning and kind of bring them into fruition this way. I'm not sure yet, which is another reason I want to do my goals separately. So you do your priorities, and then January, February, and March. And then here you can mark them off as you get them done. So I could technically do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could put 8 priorities here. I could do another row and do another 8. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 boxes across. So I would probably assign 8 priorities, and I could number them and then do dots as I do those. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know. But you have 4 sets of those through quarter 4. Then you go into your monthlies. Now, this is why I wanted this book, is because you have this starts in December, which I'm not going to use December. And then you have January through I think this is the last month. And then you go straight into your weeklies. Your weeklies make up the bulk of this book. So here are your last week of weeklies. And then you start page 1 to page 23 of blank pages. Now, I did a pen test. It is coming. And as you can see, let me turn this light on. As you can see, there is some ghosting, no more than any other paper. But I'm not having any bleed through, and that was perfect for me. So, and I used a bunch of different pens. So I'm thinking this is going to work for me, and the reason is I only wanted monthlies and weeklies, and that's what I got. So I'm not having all the extra daily pages in this book. So that was the biggest thing for me. So to get ready for this year, we're going to put our covers on here. And I ordered these from Mandy Lynn Plans, and this is the Summer Bouquet colorway. It's one of my favorites, so that's the reason I ordered it. And it just gives a little bit of color to this first page. I will say in my setup for my social media, because I'm not doing kits or anything like that, I, guys, got up this morning with a sore throat, so you have to bear with me a little bit. In my social media, I'm not using any kind of kits or anything. It's just going to be my pen and ink. And I decided to go with a neutral colorway for that one. But I did want to have just a little bit of color on this first page. We're not going to do an awful lot of decorating in this either. This is going to be my functional planner for this year. I have found that I'm enjoying doing a more functional plan with me than just throwing everything in there in like a to-do list like I have in the past. And this just makes sense to me. So we're going to do that. Now, on the front, I am going to put the year. All of these setup stickers came from Mandy Lynn Plans. You can get these, are not custom. You can get them in her shop. You can get your name custom, which I did. And then I did a custom setup for my email address, which is wendysplans@gmail.com. And I put this in here in case when I'm in a coffee shop or somewhere working, that if I leave it, they can get in touch with me. So we've got that. And then my word of the year is simplify. And I am putting it in every planner. I want to have it front and center so I can remember what that is. And so we're going to do simplify. I have not put this in my other planners, but I'm going back and putting it in them later. So we do have our name, our Wendy's Plans, and simplify. Then we've got our covers for the days of the week. When I do my goals and stuff, I will probably at that point sit down and set up my first month. I don't want to set this month up. Plans change, guys, this far out. So I don't want to do that. I will put I did order a sticker sheet for all of the holidays. And I think this year I am just going to go in on each day of the holidays and go ahead and put my holiday stickers down. I just think that's going to make more sense and I can keep up with them. So that is what I'm going to do. So this one is as much as I can get done right now. And we're going to go ahead and put it in here. So now we're going to finish up the setup and I'm going to show you what I have. I am waiting for Catherine to put out her new notebooks because I want a B6 notebook for this planner. And her B6 notebook is going to be about the same width as this. So what I'm thinking is when that comes in, I will put the notebook on the front and then all of these will go on the center two bands. But what I have is, I don't know how I can put something in a planner and then it gets dirty again. But anyway, this is just a blank notebook. This is going to be kind of like my I cannot talk. My brain dump notebook. This is the notebook that whatever I think about, or if I'm going somewhere and I just want to jot down notes, or if I'm sitting in a restaurant or something, or when I travel a lot of times because I'm by myself getting to the location, and then I meet my friend Jan there. She lives in Canada. I live in the States. So it's easier for us just to travel and meet each other there. So I spend a lot of time in the airport waiting for my next flight or my connecting flights or just waiting to get on the plane. And that's when I start thinking about things. So I want a notebook I can jot those things down in. So that's what this notebook is. Now, I have a second notebook, but this notebook is it's like my master list of things. So it is the list where I put everything that needs to be cleaned in my house. I went and spent time breaking all that stuff down into what needs to be done weekly, daily, monthly, yearly, all of that. And so I made a list of all of those things. Then I did a list of self-care, things that I wanted, habits I want to work on this year. Oh, let's see. I've got all kinds of lists in here, guys. My self-care things, all of that kind of thing. So as I think about things that I want to incorporate in my weekly routines, those go in here. So this is kind of like a permanent notebook that I would just move from one planner to the next. And so this is going to be different from this one. This is just going to be brain dump. If I just want to make a grocery list, it can go in here. But that's what that's going to be. Now, I made this folder to keep because I like the color. There's not all the colors, but some of the colors on each of these sheets that I'm going to use as my main colors for planning and that kind of thing, my task and stuff. So I put those in this folder. Now, I made this one. There is going to be, if it's not up yet, it will be the directions on how to make these folders. I made this one as a single folder, and then I made one that is a double folder. So it folds in half, and then the string will go here, and it wraps around. And in here, I have my stickers, script stickers. Different stickers will go here. This is going to be where I will probably store my monthly kits. And this last one's probably going to, oops, let me slide you over. And this last one's probably going to be my weekly kits. But here you can see I have days of the week. And I also have my, if I decide to do a tracker, I have that. So these are all on washi paper. And these just fold here. And then it becomes just a folder. So we're going to go ahead and put everything in this book. The way I'm thinking about this is, in what order am I going to use it? I'm not going to use this one as much, so it can go right next to my planner. So we're going to do that. Now, I will say the cover that's on my B6 is a Sterling Ink clear cover. This cover is a dashboard cover, so it's not one that you tuck your book in. It's just something you can decorate, and it wraps around your notebook or your insert or whatever. The painting on the front is a Holly Nichols design, and I love her stuff. You can get whatever hair color you want. She has for different seasons, Christmas, Halloween. She does them all. And I just get either the 4x6 or the 5x7. It's usually what I get, and it'll fit in my planner. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in. So it's in here. Then I am going to, this one I've already connected. This is another Holly Nichols design. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the next string. I thought I had missed a string. So we're going to put this one in the next string. And then this one here, because it's so bulky and will be so full, I am going to put it on this first one so that it's there. Now, when this closes, guys, I have everything right here together. The other, I don't want to lose that because I'm fixing to use it. The other thing that I thought I would do in this one is I'm trying to simplify my life and not have to have a wallet and a planner and my social media planner and just add just a ton of things. So I'm going to create a wallet in here. This is going to be where my bills, my dollar bills go, my currency. This is where I'm going to check like my driver's license and my cards that I need to carry. In the back, I have another pocket here. So anything else that I need, like if I'm traveling, I would stick my foreign currency back here. It could be a place for me to tuck my passport. I can use it for anything, but I may keep my smaller bills like 1s, 5s, and 10s up front, and then 20s and 50s in the back. I don't carry 50s, but usually 20s. But I think that's what my plan is going to be. I do have a pin loop here. Normally, when I'm using a pen, I don't stick my pen in the pin loop. I will clip it using the clip. So when I close this book, I will close it, and then my pen will sit up here on top. Flip my charms all the way around, guys. So when it's closed, the pen is protected in there a little bit, and then you have the band that's kind of holding it tight to it. So everything is compact. And this way I have my whole planning system right here. So this is going to be my complete, everything that's just normal stuff. Now, I didn't put on my clips, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those. I forgot I had them and put them to the side. So let's open this back up real quick. There we go. I am going to put one of these clips on the first month. So it's going to go there. Then on the first week, I'm going to move it over, and I will have my week there. And then on the first, where my first note page is, I'm going to move it over even further. And that way, as you can see here, let me tilt it that way. This is going to be my months, my weeks, and my notes. And that way, when I'm getting ready to flip, I can just grab hold of that and just flip it. Now, you can put them on the side. Either way, I just feel like if I use my pen here, it's going to interfere with my pen. Guys, I may not even use the pen loop, and I may turn them around and do them on the side. That's normally what I do, but we're going to try them at the top. The other thing I have seen people do is put them on the bottom, and I'm kind of thinking that might be the way to go, because when you open it, you can just thumb it and flip it over. Just grab it by your thumb, flip your planner. We'll see. We've got a little while to figure all of that out, but I am so glad to be back in a traveler's notebook. I am excited. I have my full planner in here, and I have my other options in there. And guys, I'm excited. I hope you enjoyed this, and that you'll come back when I get all of my plans together as far as my goals and all of that. And if you enjoyed this, leave me a B down below. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.